We are going to start our class of CSI Net Life Science Biochemistry. We have left in our previous class about the carbohydrate metabolism, mainly the glycolysis. So a little bit portion has been left of glucose metabolism, mainly the glycolysis. After which we are going to start the main process, gluconeogenesis, a next step of the glycolysis. So it's a CSIR Net Life Science class. CSIR Net Life Science of Biochemistry. And we are dealing with in biochemistry carbohydrate metabolism, for which we have started our process of glycolysis, and we are going to finish in this class. It's a little bit left that how different molecules from the different pathways get enter into glycolysis and allow the process of glycolysis or glucose metabolism, or how different sugars apart from glucose get enter into this process and allow its metabolism. So we are going to start the topic that utilization of other substrate in glycolysis. Mean to say there are different substrate apart from glucose that enter into a glycolysis. So a utilization of other substrate in glycolysis. So first I'm going to make the process that how the different substrate get enter into this pathway. Mainly it's a feeder pathway. When glucose is not available in our body, or any other sugar can be able to enter into this metabolic pathway and provide us energy. So mainly we know about the whole process of glycolysis. So I'm going to make the metabolic steps, then how the path different molecules of other sugars get enter into this pathway. So we start with know that it's a start with glucose would enter into glucose 6 phosphate, then fructose 6 phosphate, then fructose 1 6 bisphosphate, which enter into either glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate or DHAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate. It's just a revision of that metabolic molecules that come in between the glucose metabolism. So DHAP is converted into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Same is converted into bisphosphoglycerate. I'm writing in short form. Hope you now understand each full form of these carbohydrate metabolic products that come in between the glycolysis process. BPG, 3-phosphoglycerate, 2-phosphoglycerate, PEP phosphoenol pyruvate. Same from this BPG, 3PG, 2PG phosphoglycerate, phosphoenol pyruvate. So they both can convert into pyruvate, or mainly N2-pyruvate. So this is the conversion or the whole glycolysis process that take place in the cytosol of the cell. Now what would the sugars that get enter into these pathways? I am giving you a brief description, after which I am giving you the whole bunch of enzymes that are responsible for this feeder pathway, or how the sugar can able to enter into this pathway. So now the process is that if mannose is there, mannose, which is a isomer of glucose, convert into mannose 6-phosphate, or get entered through conversion to fructose 6-phosphate. I will give you a whole bunch of enzyme after that, but please understand that how these feeder pathway or the other substrate get enter into this particular glycolysis process. Another part is another molecule or another sugar is galactose. Now we know about the structure, similarity, isomerism of these carbohydrate molecule in reference to glucose. I have shown you the whole diagram. If you don't recall it, then please go through the carbohydrate chapter. Galactose, which can able to convert into galactose 1-phosphate, which through help UDP, uridinyl diphosphate galactose convert into this and convert into UDP glucose. When UDP gets aside and glucose is free, it's convert into glucose 1-phosphate, which can able to enter through glucose 6-phosphate pathway. So these are the molecules sugar that enter into this glycolysis pathway. There is another molecule which is known as fructose, which get enter into this glycolytic pathway by converting in with the help of aldolase to dihydroxyacetone phosphate or through diglyceraldehyde, which can convert with the help of triose kinase to diglyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So now we know that how these three molecules, mannose, galactose and fructose, can able to enter into the glycolytic pathway. We will study in detail about these mechanisms or these reaction and the enzymes that are involved in it. So it enter into a glycolysis pathway and get down the final product of 2-pyruvate. So we now know that how these different mechanisms or different molecules of sugar get entered into it. So one by one we are going to study about these pathways in detail. First, as we know that with the help of we get mainly now we know that fructose, which can be produced by the breakdown of sucrose, as we have studied in the carbohydrate chapter, that sucrose by its breakdown into fructose, which can participate in glycolysis through different pathways. In glycolysis through different pathway. Through different pathways. What would happen in a particular organ? We have to describe that in a particular organ, how is going to manage or how is going to be included in the particular glycolysis pathway. So first we will take an organ known as liver. In liver, fructose is get phosphorylated with the help of ATP in the form of fructose 1-phosphate and provide us ATP. Okay, this whole process can be done by enzyme. We have to know each and every enzyme that subsequently activate in a particular pathway. In this enzyme, as 1-phosphate is being added in this, so it's a, we know the hexokinase, it's a fructokinase which is specific to the liver, is fructokinase, which can help to conversion of D-fructose to D-fructose 1-phosphate. When D-fructose 1-phosphate get added to it, there is another enzyme which is going to active, which is known as D-fructose 1-phosphate get converted by fructose 1-phosphate aldolase. As we have discussed, similarly in the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate get converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Here the aldolase 1-phosphate aldolase, it is specific to fructose 1-phosphate. The name arrived by the name of the substrate, D-fructose 1-phosphate aldolase is going to aldol mean to say break the fructose 1-phosphate into two molecules. One is DHAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate, plus glyceraldehyde, D-glyceraldehyde. As two molecule D-glyceraldehyde or dihydroxyacetone phosphate get enter into it, we know that DHAP can enter into glycolysis, but there is no place for D-glyceraldehyde. So there is a must be a conversion of D-glyceraldehyde with the help of triose kinase into D-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and this going to enter into the process of glycolysis. So how fructose can get enter in the process of glycolysis, we have described in this particular slide. So in the liver, fructose can able to combine with the D-fructose 1-phosphate, and this 1-phosphate can able to break into DHAP and glyceraldehyde, and then DHAP can able to enter in the process of glycolysis. But for the entry into glycolysis process, D-glyceraldehyde must be phosphorylated with the help of triose kinase, and D-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate can able to enter in the process of glycolysis. Now we can say that this is another glycolytic intermediate in the liver, but in the kidney and in the muscle there are different processes that we are going to explain. That in the kidney and in the muscles, fructose can able to phosphorylate by the hexokinase. So fructose can able to phosphorylate with the help of ATP D fructose 6-phosphate plus ADP plus HIN. D fructose 6-phosphate can able to enter into glycolysis directly. in the process of glycolysis. So how kidney and muscles is differ from liver is totally depend on the enzyme. In the kidney and the muscle, the enzyme is hexokinase, where which going to phosphorylate the fructose at the sixth carbon and make this molecule as the molecule that present in the glycolysis pathway, metabolic molecule. So that's why how this process of fructose 6-phosphate in kidney and muscle is different from the liver because of the presence of enzyme. This is the main channeling part, that through adipose tissue, which is a uh, part where the fructose is there, because the adipose tissue consists of a lot of fructose, can able to enter in the process of glycolysis when we need it. In the process of starvation, when we need particular in the process, sorry, not in the process of starvation, mainly in the process of energy shortage, we need energy. Fructose from adipose tissue can able to enter into a glycolysis pathway and can able to produce energy in the form of ATP. So write one line for the note, that in adipose tissue, which contains high level of fructose, can enter into the process of glycolysis by channeling fructose. So fructose mean to say the adipose tissue is an energy source in the need of energy when glucose is not there in our body. So fructose is that particular important. That's why adipose tissue serve as an energy reserve for our body. Next process that going to come is the mannose pathway. So we're going to study the entry of mannose, in the process of glycolysis. So how mannose can able to enter into the process of glycolysis? As we know, as fructose is a simple sugar, not a disaccharide, it's a monosaccharide, mannose, which is a monosaccharide, a simple sugar which mainly occur in glycoproteins, glycolipids, and polysaccharides. How mannose get entered into a process? Mannose, with the help of ATP, get converted into mannose 6-phosphate plus ATP get converted into D-mannose 6-phosphate. As we have discussed in the process of glycolysis about the hexokinase. Hexokinase is the enzyme which going to convert certain hexo sugar. So hexokinase here also can able to phosphorylate D-mannose to D-mannose 6-phosphate plus ATP plus HIN. This D-mannose 6-phosphate going to convert into D-fructose 6-phosphate, which can enter into the process of glycolysis. What would be the enzyme? Enzyme is phosphofructose phosphomannose isomerase. Phosphomannose isomerase is the enzyme which is going to help the conversion of. So here, for the mannose to enter into the process of glycolysis, there is two enzymes. First enzyme is hexokinase that we know in the process of glycolysis. It is present in the kidney and in the muscles. D-mannose 6-phosphate, which can convert into fructose 6-phosphate, which is an isomeric reaction because both are hexose sugars. That conversion can be taken out by the enzyme which is known as phosphomannose isomerase. So now, how mannose get enter into the process of glycolysis, we now know. Now, how the galactose can able to enter into it. So it's a special case of galactose. Why it is special, we will discuss it. The special case of galactose. Special case of galactose is there. This process of galactose to enter in the process of glycolysis is known as a pathway named as Leloir pathway. L-E-L-O-I-R pathway, Leloir pathway. Because after the scientist's name is Louis Leloir. So, start this pathway in which galactose can able to enter into the process of glycolysis is complicated as compared to the fructose as well as the mannose. That's why it's known as the special case, and a pathway has been known by this name is the Leloir pathway. In this pathway, first galactose get converted into galactose 1-phosphate with the help of kinase, galactokinase, a specific by the name of the substrate. So we will start our process from D-galactose get converted into D-galactose 1-phosphate in the process of D-galactose 1-phosphate in the process of with the help of ATP plus H ion. The enzyme here act as galactokinase, which going to convert D-galactose into D-galactose 1-phosphate. Now, the process is that it's not easy to convert as in the case of fructose, or in the case of mannose is easily first or second step there is a conversion of an intermediate that form in the metabolic pathway. But now it's not in the case of galactose. Galactose cannot able to enter into glycolytic pathway in such a case. So there is special conversion of D-galactose 1-phosphate into a sugar nucleotide. So second case is D-galactose 1-phosphate can able to convert into UDP galactose. As we know, UDP is uridyl diphosphate, is a sugar nucleotide. Whole is known as sugar nucleotide, which get converted into UDP galactose with the some transferases, because here galactose is able to transfer from S1-phosphate to the uridine group, uridyl diphosphate. So there is a conversion process take place under a enzyme with a substrate name galactose 1-phosphate with uridyl transferase. So this is the enzyme which is going to act for the conversion of galactose 1-phosphate to uridyl diphosphate galactose. Now there is a production of another molecule sidewise which is known as the glucose 1-phosphate by consumption of UDP glucose, because here the UDP galactose, the conversion of D-galactose 1-phosphate to UDP galactose, there is another conversion from UDP glucose 1-phosphate to glucose 1-phosphate. So UDP glucose 1-phosphate glucose converted into UDP glucose glucose 1-phosphate. So this type of enzyme is actually, in this type of enzyme or this type of conversion, we have studied another mechanism in the enzyme kinetics. Please refer the enzyme chapter about the multi-substrate analysis. All the multi-substrate get converted into multiple product by a single enzyme. There are different mechanisms. So one mechanism is ping pong mechanism. Through ping pong mechanism, we have defined so there is a conversion of UDP glucose to the glucose 1-phosphate. Glucose 1-phosphate, it's a multi-substrate. It's a we have to tell you that it's a multi-substrate reaction which can be done multi-substrate reaction which can be done with the help of ping pong mechanism. Ping pong mechanism, because the multiple substrate can able to enter into an enzyme complex or the enzyme crevices. So there is a conversion of crevices to the particular product. So there is a through ping pong mechanism, this D-galactose 1-phosphate get enter into a UDP galactose, and sidewise glucose 1-phosphate get arise from the UDP glucose. So there is a conversion of UDP galactose to the UDP glucose in the process of particular reaction. So it's a ping pong mechanism in which there is a intermediate form, covalent UMP intermediate get formed. UMP intermediate get formed. Now the glucose 1-phosphate that are converted or that are arised or transferred in this particular reaction. So there is a enzyme here now that convert glucose 1-phosphate for mainly for the mutase reaction. Now I will explain you in a particular process that how it take place. We know that there is a conversion of galactose to the galactose 1-phosphate, and there is a transfer of galactose 1-phosphate to the UDP galactose. So the process here take place is, you should know that it's a ping pong mechanism, because in the section B they can study, they may ask about that in the particular conversion of galactose, which type of mechanism? It's a multi-substrate, bi-substrate, ping pong, or what type of mechanism? So please specify this as a ping pong mechanism. So the transferase, uridyl transferase, act as a enzyme which has a multi-substrate crevices or the active site. Now the conversion is here take place is galactose get converted to galactose 1 phosphate, and this can convert it into glucose 1 phosphate. With the help of an uridyl transferase, galacto 1 phosphate uridyl transferase. As we have discussed, this is a enzyme which has the ability to convert galactose 1 phosphate to glucose 1 phosphate by uridyl transferase molecule. So there is a conversion of UDP glucose to UDP galactose UDP galactose 4 epimerase. So this is the epimerase which is going to convert back this reaction from UDP galactose to UDP glucose. There is an enzyme which can convert this reaction so that what glucose can arise or glucose can arrive from this particular UDP molecules, and galactose can transfer to them. So there is a conversion of UDP glucose to UDP galactose, and this glucose 1 phosphate can able to free with the help of an enzyme which is known as phosphoglucomutase. There is a conversion of glucose 1 phosphate to glucose 6 phosphate. So we know that glucose 6 phosphate can able to enter in the process of glycolysis. So this is the process in which glycolysis or the how the galactose can able to enter in the process of particular in the process of glycolysis. First, the most important point here is that is the how galactose is the the enzyme is galactose 1 phosphate uridyl transferase, which help in the conversion of galactose 1 phosphate to glucose 1 phosphate by subsequently conversion of UDP glucose to UDP galactose, and this glucose 1 phosphate with the help of mutase enzyme phosphoglucomutase get converted into glucose 6 phosphate. This can enter into glycolysis, but another enzyme which is important is the UDP galactose 4 epimerase, which get converted into D-galactose to G-glucose in a reverse order. It's a reversible reaction. The multi-substrate enzyme is here. Multi-substrate enzyme here. Multi-substrate enzyme is here. The about we can discuss this. Multi-substrate enzyme is now uridyl galactose 1 phosphate uridyl transferase, which going to act as a multi-substrate enzyme which can done ping pong mechanism. Ping pong mechanism. So it is the whole process through which we have to write down that this enzyme also, in the whole process, galactokinase, in the help of ATP.